And we are here once again. It's Thursday. Is it Thursday? Somebody tell me what day of the week it is. No, I'm not. I need to adjust my medication. So, you know what you can do, kid? Gen Z kid, can you clear the jar? Can we start off fresh with a fresh jar? He's good at that. I can just point and click. I just point. Where you're not even sitting down. You got one job, Mr. Engineer. Clear the jar. Clear the goddamn Streamlabs jar. That's all I asked him to do. Kids are worthless, every goddamn one of them. No, we have some exciting stuff to talk about. So much so that I probably won't get through it all. But let's remember the key factor. What are we all thinking about tonight? What's the most important part? We talking about religion? No. The government? No. What is the most important thing on everybody's mind? What have I been talking about for a few days? I'm waiting. Come on now. I get to drink on Saturday. Yeah, I get to drink on Saturday. So whatever those donations are coming in, I don't care if you write a donation to 8-Bit. I know you really mean for me to be whiskey. I do care if you write one for Gen X Mom's table or her manicure. I know you really mean it's code. It's code you really mean to fill up the whiskey fund. No. This is important. Yeah, it's really important. I see in here how many people are in here that don't know what K-Mart was. You guys caught that? I don't know. It was a Generation X moment. It was nostalgia. It just hit me, and I was never a huge fan of K-Mart. You know, just wasn't always over there. In fact, when I was in junior high, James Madison Junior High in the San Fernando Valley, the biggest part about K-Mart was, you want to fight? I'll meet you behind the K-Mart after school. And then you'd walk over to K-Mart, and then there'd be all these kids, and that's where the fights would take place. I'll meet you behind the K-Mart after school, man. That was a big thing. Although I did enjoy, they had some of the K-Marts were around our neighborhood. They had a little food court. And not like the mall food court where there's a Subway and all those. No. Just like one. It was a dining room area, but it wasn't really a dining room. That sounds too sophisticated. It had plastic silverware. That sounds even dumber. Plastic utensils. So it wasn't a dining room. It was kind of like a... I don't know. It was their version of a fast food place, but I liked it. You could get a bunch of food for real cheap. But then again, Kmart. So those of you who don't know what Kmart was, it's a Kmart there. Brian Hansen, $1.99 Blue Light Special. That money is going towards the whiskey fund. And what do we get to see right now? Something special. No. I'm not even going to give you clues. Brian Hansen just put in $1.99. The $2 whore should drop. I'm going to get some refrigerated Hawaiian water because that's currently what I'm still drinking and because I have to. Although we can get into the issues of food and protein and how fucked up the rest of my body is in a minute. Come on, how come we're not sure? How long does it take for this thing to go? There's no delay. There it comes. Brian Hansen tipped $1.99. $2 whore coming in. Does anybody recognize tonight's $2 whore? Can I see it in the comment section, please and thank you? Ladies and gentlemen, can we? Then we can get talking about stuff, although no one has called me handsome yet. I'm a little upset about that. I haven't had any of the usual suspects call me handsome. There it is. Nicholas Newton, pop bang sealed. It is Allie. That's right. I thought I'd go for a nostalgia grab from the past. You guys remember Allie from Boston, one of our first moderators, one of our first staff members. A little throwback there to remember. Yeah. So, that's Allie. She was probably one of our finest $2 whores. I don't know if that's an accomplishment. I don't know if you want to be known for that. If that's a thing you want to be, it says you are the best $2 whore I've ever had. The best $2 whore I've ever seen. I don't know. Well, anyway, there you go. All right, let me jump over here between the sheets. If for those of you who don't know, there's a separate monitor over here, which we call it's Google Docs or Google Sheets or whatever. The things that I miss over here because I'm talking up here, I can't read down there. You guys let me know what's going on. They copy and paste it and put it over here between the sheets. Right now I have Gen X Mom between the sheets, which is one of her favorite places to be. Quote of the night: if I'm losing, I'm learning.
That's what I said last night. You think it's a good quote?
That's a good quote, but I'm in the middle of my show. I mean, do you want to stop and have a conversation, or?
No, I didn't put it there. That was from last night when I did the show.
Well, why would it still be up here today if it was from last night's show?
Because we gotta remember it. It was a good quote.
You just want me to start every show with your quote from last night?
No.
Well, what are you saying here?
You can have a quote from tonight there that you can say the next night. So you can say the next stream, hey, from last
There is a lot wrong with you. I'm getting backseat streaming from the kid tonight. What a joke, I tell you. You know what? Yeah, I'm way past. Just past your bedtime. Go on now. Matt Cushing, I'll take a Kmart sub and give me a blue light special on that. And a pair of Jordache, that'll be okay. For those of you who don't know, Kmart was a discount store like Sears or JCPenney, but it was the discount version. And they had a thing called a blue light special where they would announce it, and then they actually had was it a cart or a tray with a big pole and a blue light that would flash, and they'd have it in different parts of the store. And if you saw the blue light, if you heard it and you went around the store and looked for the blue light flashing, you run over there, and for a few minutes there was a blue light special, and you could get things on super discount. So the blue light special was a real thing. Generation X, man. I'm guessing Generation X America. Do apologize if I don't know what the European or the Canadian version of that is. Doug Vanderhoop, hey, I was a Kmart shopper, as was I. Brian Simon, is Kmart still a thing? I don't know. With all the changes in brick and mortar and Amazon and online, I don't know. I don't know if it's still a thing or not. Brian Ivany, what is Kmart all about? I have never actually been to one. I'm sure they got a documentary on YouTube. It'd probably be worth watching one time just so you're up to speed, you know. Alan Pitts, my first job was in Kmart. Far out. James Art Metal, is that what that says? James Art Metal? Good old Kmart. Attention, Kmart shoppers. There is a special on whatever they are trying to get rid of. Those were the days. King Lonus blue light special on aisle 17. We've got electric food dehydrators, 20% off. Boy, I didn't think it was going to touch a nerve. You guys really remember the Kmart stuff. It just hit me, kind of odd. I figured a couple of you would make a reference. It's great. I like that. All right, what did I miss? Two Bear, attention Kmart shoppers. The General is having a sale on popcorn and Craftsman tools. Well, you need to stand in that aisle with your popcorn, mulling over your choices in the lawn and garden section, of course. Cynthia Longmire, geez, I worked there for years. Did a million blue light specials. There was a cafeteria, deli, and an eatery. When the cafeteria was removed. Very good. See, that's the word I was looking for. Cafeteria. Noel with the $2. We did that for the $2 whore. Mrs. Furwatton, General, you look especially handsome tonight. Well, now we can officially get going, and my head grew to this size. I have an ego the size of Texas tonight. Mrs. Furwatton has given me permission to acknowledge my handsomeness on a grand scale, and don't think that I won't, because I will. Always looking for that input. Thank you very much, Mrs. Four. I love you. Sandy Handsome? Oh, Sandy, handsome, suave, and debonair. Now, I tell you, I have to work on the debonair part, and I'm a little scruffy tonight. I gotta trim up a little bit, but I gotta be careful. I've made some promises to Mrs. Ford that I'll be careful touching this up. I did for Vegas, but I gotta be careful. Don't make any mistakes and have to cut it back to nothing. No. Gotta watch what you're doing there. Gwen Tingle, hello, handsome. Two Bear, you called me handsome. Don't do that. Two Bear, I don't need that. Stop it. I know how you feel about me, buddy, but I don't feel the same way. James Hall, $2, checking out the $2 whore. Boy, you guys must want to see Allie's face tonight. Look at that. Bump, 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 bump. Bouncing around in there like a bee in a glass jar. And don't think I did that as a kid more than once, because I didn't. All right, twice, but that's it. So, wait. Top Knots Rule wrote a comment at I Hate Fucks. Is he in here? Seriously, is I Hate Fucks in here? No, because I actually was asking about him today. I put him on my well, fuck it notes, the cheat notes, the lies, because I wanted to go, has anybody seen him? I usually see the name go by. I haven't seen it in a while. I wanted to ask. And here he is. There he is right there. My man, good. I'm glad you're still around. Every now and then a name pops in when I'm doing some prep for the show. And I'm like, oh man, I haven't seen that in a while. I hope everything's okay. A lot of times we don't have a way to get a hold of you guys individually. Now, I Hate Fucks I can, because we've emailed before. I didn't get around to that part of it. But just so you guys know that the family part of this, the names, the familiarity, yeah. When I don't see you guys for a while, I've even called Mrs. Four. I even called her on the phone and go, hey, you're not here tonight. What's going on? It's important to me. KG, Texas member for 7 months. Been the greatest 7 months ever. Keep up the awesome work. Thank you very much, KG. And we'll talk about some of the cool stuff going on. This could be This could be a very big year for this little channel. It really could be. I don't know if it's going to be. Could be a big failure. We could end up in the same spot we were, and I'll tell you what, if 12 months from now we're in the same spot with the same people, sharing a drink and hanging out, I will be perfectly content with that, ladies and gentlemen. I promise you. What's up, son? Why do you have a pen and a piece of paper? What?
You sign that.
Why am I signing this? No. What for? Why do I have to sign it?
Competition on Saturday.
I
need your signature.
It says parent signature, right?
Yeah, right. Or guardian, right there and right there.
And I just, we had stuff to work around the house on Saturday. You just pulled this out of your ass right now. Didn't tell me.
Okay, the trip you already knew about. This I just gave it to you.
What trip? Wait a minute. Is this two things or one thing?
What do you mean?
Am I signing for two things or one thing? Two events or one event?
One event.
Well, then you said this and the trip. What's the trip?
Well, no. The trip, okay. The trip is for the day. It's like a day trip to Frontier.
Right.
Like, I said this as like the paper. I'm just giving you the paper now, but you've already known about it. It's been on the calendar.
What? Why do you do this? Why do you do this shit at the last second?
It is not the last second.
It is the very last second.
Say 24-hour notice. It is way over 24 hours.
Barely over 24-hour notice, and I can't believe you're making me sign this bullshit in the middle of a fucking live stream when I got a parent.
Thank you.
You make me parent right now. Just get the fuck out of here. The problem is that he does this shit. He's like, at the last second, he'll come to his mother and I and go, hey, tomorrow I need a ride to San Diego and I need $200. And I have to go. It's part of the FFA program. I have to go. You can't just have me not go. And we're like, you just did this with and we have to know by the morning. We're not ready to do this kind of stuff, but every kid, our entire lives. So I made a rule. That's why he brought up the 24-hour rule. I made up a thing with the kids, and I said, if you don't give us as parents 24-hour notice, you're not going. I live by that rule. Period. You're not going. And I'll tell you what, these kids getting into junior high and high school, they missed some pretty serious things. Like, I can't believe you're not letting me go to Disneyland. Well, that's because you're telling us at 11 o'clock at night, the night before, and you want us to approve it and figure out where you're going and who you're going with. No. The answer is no. We have two rules like that in this house. One was, if you don't give us at least 24 hours notice, the answer is automatically no. We're just going to say no. Even if we want you to go, we're going to tell you no. Because if you can't be responsible enough to give us 24-hour notice, you're not fucking going. That's one. The other one, which we implemented 20 years ago, and this worked like a charm. Our kids would always ask us, hey, can my friend spend the night? With the friend standing right there. Every time. Hey, is it okay if my friend spends the night? Bobby's right here. Can Bobby spend the night? And Bobby's standing at you looking like, can I spend the night, please? So 20 years ago, we made a rule. If you ask in front of your friends, the answer is always no. And I did that. I said, look, hey, can Bobby spend the night? I would look at Bobby and go, I would love for you to spend the night. You're a cool kid. But he broke the rule. He asked in front of you. And the kid would say, what? Say, we have a rule in this house. He's not allowed to ask while you're standing here. If he asks while you're here in front of us, if you hear the question, the answer has to be no. I would love for you to spend the night. You're a good kid, but I have to say no now. So there was, over the years, there was kids that would go, wait, don't ask your dad until I get outside. And they'd run out the front door and they'd yell, okay, ask your dad now. No, it was a real rule. We said it. Look at we had to put some stuff like that in place. There was just too many kids, and you had to put some solid barriers down, let them run into it head first. So that was the one. Anyway, all right, yeah. Where was I going? I had so much stuff I want to talk about tonight, and then I got all sidetracked, mainly because you guys called me handsome. That just throws me for a loop, let me tell you. And K-Mart shopper stuff that was thrown in there too. You can't blame me for that. All right, let me go to the pick side of this thing. Doom. All right, let me just get something dumb out of the way. All right. Now listen to me. I don't think we need to do a poll on this, but I happen to be looking at one of these chairs. All right. Now I'm losing weight. I'm doing good, and I'm becoming more vibrant and I'm getting up and doing stuff, more active. I'm walking with deliberate steps. I'm doing my job. But I thought, I wonder if I could get one of these chairs. Might be nice to help me up. The problem is they're really slow. I mean, I don't want it to springboard me out of there. I don't want to be launched out of the chair already at a full sprint. That's not what I'm saying. But the stigmatism that goes along with this chair reminds me of the thing that you ride up the stairs. You know, in the movie, like the movie Up, when the old man gets in there and the chairlift thing on your stairs, it just is associated with old people. So I got to ask, would I lose some of my cool factor if I had one of these? Could I pull it off? Now, maybe I can pull it off. Maybe I can be the first cool cat in one of these chairs. I've got to tell you, I'm on the fence about this one. Because if I saw one of you jabronis in one of those chairs, I'd go, man, you're old. You're old and defeated. That's an old defeated person's chair, man. That's how I feel. I'm struggling with that. I got to be honest. I want one. I'd really like to have one, but doesn't that automatically just push me over the cliff? Like, all right, you're done. Turn in your cool card. You're done. No more strip clubs for you. No, you're out. No more. You're done. That's the way I feel. So I'm going to ask you guys, how do you guys think? See, everyone's in there. Don't do it. Losing some cool factor. I'm telling you, see, I'm right on that. I got the vibe. You guys are telling me true there. I'd lose some of the cool factor. I don't know. That's the only thing I know it would be more comfortable. It'd be better. I can't make myself do it. I'm struggling with that. You guys are confirming that I shouldn't do that. That's a thing. All right, let's all welcome the kid back from Monterey. He did his thing up there. This picture's a few of the ones he did in a group photo. He went up to Monterey. He had some classes. He had some events to go to. So he raced up there on that day. They paid for all the kids to go up there and race around and come back. He went to all the exhibits. He went to all the classes. He learned a bunch of stuff. He doesn't miss many FFA functions. And for those of you who don't know, FFA is Future Farmers of America. And other children in our family have participated. This is a big, big thing for him. And I love the kids. You can get a basketball team, and some of the kids are assholes. You can get a baseball team, or even an after-school chess club, and some of those guys are real assholes. But I'm telling you, FFA, out of raising 32 children over the past half a century, I'm letting you know that by and large, the kids that are involved in Future Farmers of America are solid kids. Good parents, usually good stock, good values, firm handshake. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. And I love that he's part of it. I didn't make him become part of this. He wanted to, and he's done really well. He's been an officer in the program the last 3 years. He's been involved in every part of it. So if you guys back to remember Buford, and we got some good news on Buford. Some of the things, we're coming up on February. Remember this? And we did the donations for Buford to get his money up to be the highest ranking one, to have the most prize money for Buford. And then we bought Buford back from the fair, and TrippyPineapple has him living a good life out there in Apple Valley area. Yeah, all that happened. And here we are. We've collected a chunk of the money that has been donated, and we're waiting on the other part of it right now. And so I'm not going to divulge. I'll do that Saturday night, but we got one big check, and he gets the rest of it because they got to make sure who pays and who doesn't pay. And they threaten people, but they threaten people with collections. If you pledge money to the Kern County Fair and you just decide, never mind, I don't want to do it. Now, a lot of you guys who paid for Buford, who donated to get the kid up to the level he wanted to be, and just to be clear, he won first place by a ton. No one is going to ever have a goat that achieves the amount of donations that he get, not for 100 years. You guys he will have a gold plaque for the rest of his life up there at the top. And we'll get to the final numbers on Saturday, because I think I should have the second part of that in. Just amazing what you guys did. Anyway, so the whole Buford thing in there, that they send people the collections. If you pledge and you don't pay at that moment, most of you paid right then. You're like, well, I'm pledging $50 and here's my credit card. You guys did it right then. The fair takes a chunk of money out of that. The credit card company takes a chunk out of that. Then some goes to the FFA program, the rest goes to the kid, and the bulk of it goes to the kid. We'll summarize with that. But everybody's got their hand in the kitty for something. But if you pledge it and you don't follow through, they harass you. we will send you to collections. I'm like, how could you? Because they contact us and go, you had these people. Do you know these people? Do you know where they live? Do you know where they work? Do you know who they are? I'm like, go fuck yourselves. I'm not turning in my friends over this. Maybe they had the money. Maybe some financial thing hit and they couldn't do it. Well, we expect you to pay. I said, go fuck yourself. I'm not paying their pledges. Well, then we're going to try to send them collections. I go, on a pledge? There's not a written contract. It was an idea. It was, things happen, man. If you're telling me that there was a bunch of people that made some commitments and they couldn't follow through with them, maybe they had something come up. Inflation's going through the roof. The economy's not on stable ground. Maybe things happen. Well, we don't give a shit. We're going to say, well, I'm not helping you. Then, believe it or not, that was a fight we got in. I said, I know some of these people by name. There's no fucking way I'm telling you who they are. And, we did have our problems with the fair. Remember the judges? Remember that whole fiasco? Remember the start times where we were racing across town because they moved the start time up an hour? Not happy with them. Not super happy. Don't think I'm going to be eager to go bail them out of their jam. But all in all, the donations that you guys did came through. It looks like we got most of it collected, or the fair got most of it collected, and it looks like he's going to be on top forever. If they have a section up there when they're redoing their fairground stuff and they put top donations for a cow, for a horse, his name will be up there forever. There's no way he can catch you guys what you guys did. So we'll talk about Buford on Saturday. We'll give you guys some hard final numbers when they came in and let you guys know that that you did it. You guys put him over the top. Couldn't have asked for a better family. Couldn't ask for better friends. Couldn't ask for something more for my son than what you guys did. It was absolutely great. So telling you in advance, thank you, but we'll get to the details later. Yeah, long time coming for that. We finished that stuff in September, I think. Wasn't that when the fair ended? Was second week in September or something like that? Third week? And it's been done for months now, but they go through their process. Anyway. Yeah. So the Buford thing, and those of you getting your Buford shirts on, some of you got Buford shirts. We don't sell them anymore, but we did. All right, what was I missing in here? I was missing something. Let's go to my book of lies. Oh, and I'm getting yelled at. Sheets. Adam Smileman, what about starting a newsletter? Other live streams do that. You just enter your email. I don't know what that means or what that entails. We had a blog one time. That didn't work out. We did it for like 6 or 8 months. A blog site didn't go. A newsletter. I don't know what that would entail. I really don't. I wouldn't be opposed to doing stuff, but I don't think you guys want to be bombarded with emails. I don't know. I don't know what if that would be a good thing or if that would drive people away like we're giving them bullshit. I mean, let's face it. We're not that interesting. I mean, we're just not. Disney Mama Sammy Joe, the Sugar Mama, $2. The harem demands the voice. It's been too long. I could not be commanded to be sexy. I cannot. You just can't turn this on at a whim. I can't lower the voice down to an octave and pull the camera in without proper motivation. The voice. You can't just do the voice. I am not a cheap piece of meat. I'm a person with a name. You will address me common at the very least. Just do the voice like you snap your fingers and I just come a-running. I don't think so. Typically I would. I'd whore myself out for 50 cents. You know that. Jenny Ashley, I want to know what you're doing in the garage. Are you building a time machine? God, I wish. Yeah, the first thing I'd have to do is, that would be the only, if I drug one more car home and put it in the driveway on jack stands, the Gen X mom will divorce me unless it was a DeLorean. I could probably get away with that, but that's it. Mrs. Fort Watt, in general, you need a good quality executive chair. The wheelchair isn't made for constant sitting. You know, Mrs. Ford, you're the only one who has brought that up, and that's true. This chair, the wheelchair that I'm in right now, I do walk around. I even sashay from time to time, but it's not good for the long term. Now, I took it in Vegas because a lot of the chairs, because of my fat ass size, I don't fit in comfortably, and I can't sit in those chairs. I go to high top tables because a high top I can stand and sit and stand and sit, and I can move around. Looks funny when you're sitting at a low table and you keep telling everybody, I got to stand up and walk around, but a high top kind of looks the same because you're almost almost standing anyway. So I did bring the wheelchair to Las Vegas, and every place we went that there was long-term sitting, I would try to sit in the wheelchair because it was more comfortable. My fat ass. You ever seen a fat guy like me get out of a chair and the fucking chair sticks with the arms to your ass and you're trying to peel the chair off as you're half bent over, trying to put the fucking chair off you? God damn, that's embarrassing. Nah, enough of that. So the wheelchair, yes. But I would love, when we get the new studio installed, which is getting close to actually being delivered, one of the things we're doing is I'm going to pick a very comfortable chair and try to get something that I can sit in that, yes, doesn't cut off the circulation, because you're absolutely right. Sitting in this for a long time, when I do, remember the shows, Mrs. Four, when I drink and we go for like 3 hours and I get up out of this chair and every part of me hurt. I'm like, I can't move my knees, can't move my hips. Fuck. It was a thing, but we're getting there, Mrs. Four. Plus it's helping that I'm losing weight, but you're right. I need a better chair. Absolutely right. Jackie Sue, I'm digging this channel. Can't believe I just found it. Jackie Sue, if this is your first time, if this is a first date for you and I, just grab something to drink and sit back. I'll do all the work on a first date. You don't have to do anything. Tori Randolph, General, that chair is just as bad as the OP corduroy shorts you wore in high school. Whoa. Why? I don't think even a picture exists of that anymore. And there's Tori. The fact that you have that image in your head of me wearing OP corduroy shorts, they were badass, by the way, because mine were blue, and some of them, I had a blue pair and a brown pair. And they had those curved pockets where I could put my big comb, because I could comb my hair. Yeah. I still think I looked cool. Hey, if I could pull off the OP shorts, and I was just thinking, my mom has pictures of me doing that. That's not good. That's not a good thing, wearing those shorts, and I had my OP vest on too. If I can pull off the OP shorts, maybe I could pull off the little, old person chair. I might be able to do it. You don't know. My style is unmeasurable. Brandon Mitchell upgraded to bottom of the glass nation. Brandon, thank you for doing that, my man. Every bit helps going to the kids channel. Every bit helps. Thank you for doing that. That is a commitment of time, money, space, and energy, and I'm very pleased you did it. Dom the Explorer dropped in $1 trying to see that $2 whore Allie tonight, and she'll show up. Joe, 10-year 4-H member, 3-year leader, and a 20-year buyer from Fair Auctions. Now, for those of you who don't know, a buyer is a big deal. If Joe's telling me he was a buyer at an auction, part of 4-H, which is similar to FFA, it's kids in that same agricultural genre. That's great, my man. That's a huge thing. I know what that means, and thank you for doing that for those kids wherever you are. Matt Jeeper, New Hampshire, what cars do you have? I still got a few tucked away, but I'm not allowed to. See, if we talk about it and just bringing up what I'm working on, Gen X Mom will come out of the show tonight, and she'll be mad because now you've convinced me to just remind her of projects around the property that aren't getting fixed. And then I get no dessert tonight. I get no badonkadonk. You're just trying to ruin my whole game, and I ain't falling for it. Doug Dillner liked the podcast. Thank you for liking the podcast. The podcast is coming roaring back. We had a couple episodes and a few things we slid in there sideways. But man, wasn't Gen X Mom just a total bitch on this one? I mean, she railed on me from the beginning. She teased me in the middle, and she closed me out at the end. She called me every name there was through the whole thing. It was like you think she was on a caffeine high. She went at me on that podcast. Everything I was talking about, making fun of me. You're 12 years old. You're a dumb person. You're a dumb guy. Men are stupid. Blah, 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 blah. The whole thing. I almost told the kid, name this thing the Mom's a Bitch podcast, because she was all over my ass from beginning to end. Not that I didn't deserve some of it. Maybe. But you guys know what I'm saying. It's tough. Nathan M., I'm actually shocked I made it for one of these. It's my first one. Nathan, relax, man. You're in the right place. You found it. All you got to do is hang out now. Drinks will come to you shortly. Two Bear, get him some drinks. Curtis Ritt, member for 7 months, bottom of the glass nation. Hey, General, hope you're having a good night. Curtis, right now at this very moment I am. Now, before Trippy yells at me and tells me to hydrate, refrigerated Hawaiian water, nothing better. Drop 'em. What's your favorite muscle car, General? That varies. In old muscle cars, I have a fondness for Mopar. Like if I had, I used to own, if I still owned or I could find one, a 70 Primer Black Barracuda with a 400 and a 727 torque flight, 9-inch posi rear end, and maybe like a 650, 700 double pump Holly. Is that specific enough? You got me thinking, man. Now what do I do? A lot of people are scratching their heads. What the fuck's that guy talking about? Fucking double pumping. Is that a sexual term? Is he going sexual? No, I'm talking car stuff, man. Doom. Old boy, hello from Yorkshire, England. Jesus, what time is it there? It's got to be middle of the night there. He's old boy's probably working a security shift and not doing his job and pay attention to us. I'm all for that. Let him steal it. Loud one, $10. Turn a whole screen orange. Evening, general, in the bottom of Glass Nation from Utah, the Idaho border, heading to Portland. It's time to move Chush to Tulsa. Has she had any regrets about marrying you yet? Because Chush and I had a long talk before the wedding, and I said, are you sure you want to do this? If you made a commitment to get married while you were drunk or high, I don't think he can hold you to it. And she said, no, she still wanted to go through with the wedding. Now, I have to question her judgment at this point. I mean, she picked you. Now, I see why you picked her. The whole room at the wedding could see why you picked her. We know that. We just question her a little bit. It's like, you sure you can't do better? But let's face it. All of us got married under the same pretenses. I was getting married and people went to Gen X Mom and said, are you sure you want this guy? Because you could do better. I think we've all been on that side of the fence. Brandon Mitchell, $10 for 8-bit. Kid, you hear that? Brandon Mitchell dropped in $10 for the 8-bit fund.
Hey.
Now, he dropped in $10. That means your car has now doubled in value.
Yes, sir.
You guys can't hear him, but he's over there giving you woohoos and shit.
Yeah.
There you go. Jenny Ashley. Okay, honey, keep talking car parts. Seriously, your gruff voice with my eyes closed. Wow. Is that going to get you across that line? Are you going to be able to finish, Jenny, if I'm talking car parts in a deep voice? You close your eyes? Because I can arrange to give you a little audio on that if that'll help you.
Hey, stop talking dirty. I'm doing my
I can talk dirty to Jenny. She just said, she goes, oh, honey, keep talking car parts. I can get in real close and go,
You know how hard it is?
shut your mouth. Jenny, I can go in real close like this and go, Jenny, close your eyes now, Jenny. Ready? Fuel injection. Blower. Yeah. Carburetor. Yeah. Stick shift. Dual exhaust. 9-inch rear end. Oh, yeah. Hood scoop. See where I'm going here? Is that helping you, Jenny? We get honey butter doesn't have anything to do with a car.
No, but it's the inside joke.
Just shut up. Hey, Jenny, did that help you, girl? Was that where you wanted to go? Did you close your eyes and talk some car parts? I got you, sweetie.
Realize how hard it is to take notes on
What the fuck do you want
Do
now?
you see this? This is complex. It's hard.
Why are you here? Do I come fuck with your live stream? Do I walk in the middle of your shit?
Yeah, no, you do it through the sheets.
Well, then you do it through the sheets. That way I can ignore you like I always do. Here we go again.
And I
God
get upstairs going,
damn,
"You
kids.
suck."
Well, you don't know that's me. It's just a voice coming from upstairs
okay.
saying
Could
you
be
suck.
God.
Could be God. God could be yelling from upstairs. You suck. You don't know. God. Oh, my God. All right. Yeah, those were all automotive terms.
From Jenny Cat on my homework because he didn't graduate high school.
They can't hear you. You're just an annoying noise.
You know what?
Listen.
You know what? Hey. What?
So anyway, what we're trying to tell you is those are real car parts. Those were real things. They were real, and that wasn't just making up sexual terms. That was real stuff. Danielle Smith was timed out by Lion. So Danielle Smith, whatever you said, you got put in the woodshed. Lionheart put your ass in the woodshed. You better watch what you're fucking saying, Daniel. All right, let's see. I don't know what he said, but whatever he said, he's gone. Oh, I can read what he said. I can unclick it. Daniel Smith, he deleted the comment and then he put him in the woodshed. It says, Daniel Smith, why does this channel sound like a train wreck when Dad's talking? Well, Daniel, because it is a fucking train wreck. It absolutely is. I'm a Gen X2 and I smell a Patreon playa. Now, if you're talking about Patreon, the website where we give behind the scenes stuff and it costs $1, you didn't spell it right. And I won't get on you because I fat finger stuff all the time. But Playa, Playa. Daniel, you're like 50 years old. You're not supposed to use the word playa. All right? That's not our generation. You just sound like a dork when you try to say it. Okay? That doesn't come off right. Best of luck with your head the size of Texas. Oh, yeah. They call me handsome. Are you kidding me? That's huge. You think I walk around getting called handsome every day? I do not. I should, but I don't. So Daniel Smith, who's sitting in a timeout right now, when I get a chance to have my head, you fucking ain't right. Absolutely. You're lucky this hat just didn't pop right off because it don't fit no more. God damn. See, Daniel comes in here, and Daniel's new around here. You can tell because he thought he'd throw out a paragraph and really squash me down. And Lion, I appreciate you, but you also could have copied and pasted that. You could have put that right over there in the sheets, but I guarantee Daniel wouldn't have got 10 feet when everybody in here would have told him to shut the fuck up and go away. There's a lot of people around here who take it personally when the channel gets beaten up for no reason, but I could have handled Daniel, as you might have noticed. All right, where was I? Whoa, Mrs. Fort Watton, kid, if you fail your senior year, we will all be so mad. Get it done. Yeah. Mrs. Ford, I know, and he's just in the kitchen right now. Guess what he said? I got it. I got this under control. I got this. He always says he's got this. He always says, I got it. And then until you find out he doesn't got it, and then he goes, okay, I'll get it. Well, you ain't going to get that either. We'll find out, Mrs. Ford. We will keep you updated. Apparently someone else who listened to the the podcast. All right. Ashley Beth Crawford, $5. Your 8675309 candle meme is hilarious. That really one of the only numbers I still remember. Yeah, that's it's funny. I called my uncle the other day. I haven't talked to him in a long time. He's got cancer. He's got leukemia. Kind of a weird form, but he's very old. He's lived a good life, so he's battling it and fighting it, but he's got a great mindset of like, hey, if this is what takes me, he goes, I've done my time. He goes, I did great. I love my life. So, but his phone number, I don't think it's the same number as when I was a kid, when I was 10 years old, and I remembered it. I hadn't talked to my uncle in 5, 8, 9 years, maybe longer, but I remembered it. That's when I remember my home phone, my uncle's phone number. I remember my grandmother's phone. It's funny how we used to remember, we had to memorize everybody's number. Do you ever wonder what that part of your brain is doing now? Because it's not remembering shit. It's not remembering any phone numbers anymore, not remembering many addresses because we just looked that up on our phones now. So that part of our brains that was busy memorizing phone numbers, what is that part of our brain doing now? Is it even awake? Because it's been a lot of years. I'm just asking. I'm not a doctor. Just asking. Michael M., who's in there? Oh, I'm sorry. Michelle M., 1999. I'm working Saturday, bottoms up, Bottom of Glass Nation and General for the Working Stiff. Michelle, you're not going to be here for the drinking stream? I get to drink. I'm cleared to fire on Saturday. No, it's a big thing. All right. We'll have to drink, have to raise a glass for Michelle that night too. Mad Jeeper, welcome to being an extra. Mad Jeeper jumped on board. Now, Mad Jeeper, you have just joined a plane that is flying through the Alps with no windows and no pilot. Now, we're all drinking, and it's on autopilot. It's doing its best, but I got to tell you, before this thing crashes, before this live stream goes off the rails, before this live stream gets booted off of YouTube and banned tonight for our content, just know you joined this plane freely. Yeah, I'm just letting you know you did. Now, you may have got a first-class ticket, but it don't matter. When we all hit the mountain, it don't matter where we're sitting, does it? No. Except for me, I am sitting in the black box. Yeah, no, I had to make an extra big black box. Whatever material they're making it out of, I'm in it. I'm writing down everything that's being said and done, so when they find the black box, I will be the one who lives because I'm in. That's the only plane that's the only part that survives. Ever. Is the black box. So why don't they just let me be in the black box? Or why don't they make the entire airplane out of whatever they're making the black box out of? And then we'd all survive. Wouldn't that be the case? I mean, if we got the technology in the black box, then make it a little bigger and I'm getting inside. Or do us all a favor. Make a plane out of the material for the black box. I'm good with that. Do you understand how many problems we solve here? Do you understand that I just single-handedly saved the airline industry? and it's only 6:40 at night. I got a whole night to go. Think of all the other problems we could solve. You know what? From Gen X Talks, you're welcome, America. That one was for free. You're welcome. And Denmark. Write that down. All right. Larry Brown, hey, sir, how did you end up in a wheelchair? I've been hearing about it for a while. Hopefully things get better for you. How did I wind up in the wheelchair? Well, when the intro music was playing and you guys were watching stuff going on, I walked from the bathroom into the laundry room, and I put on a shirt, and I walked back in the bathroom, and I drug a brush across my face so that the girls would think I'm handsome. Then I walked around Mom's dining room table that I've drilled a bunch of holes in to run wires, and I sat my fat ass down. That's how I got into the wheelchair tonight. Now, if you're asking how I got into it overall, we bought a wheelchair for me because there was certain incidences where it was too far to walk on something I was doing. It hurt too much when I got there. I was out of breath and dying because of my weight, because of my health. So the wheelchair just kind of guided me around. Don't think for a second I can't stand up and still whoop some ass. I could get into a fight with anybody right now. Now, I can only go 20 or 30 seconds, but what did Toby Keith say? I'm not as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was. That's a lie. Claire Smith, Aussie Gen X checking in. Cheers, mate. You get along with Loud One pretty good there. Jason Bertrand, welcome. He's an extra. Now, Jason, I don't think he just joined up. I think he's been around a little bit. That may be a redo. Iowa Spartan, yes, first time catching the live stream. Iowa Spartan, relax, man. Get an adult beverage and just chill out for a few minutes. What am I missing in here? All right, member. Jason Burton got that one. Richard Heis. Richard's last name looks like that sign on the 15 when you're going to Vegas, the Zizek Road sign. You guys ever seen that? The Zizek, it's a pretty famous sign. That's Richard Zizek's. Welcome, he's an extra. What else is on? There's another one there. Brandon Mitchell, $10. Since the Fox won't refill the decanter. Well, he's done some good things since then, and we've let him. But you're right. He still doesn't. The Sun Valley Fox still. You know what we should do? Now remember, we're going to Reno for another meet and greet, and the details are coming up tomorrow, and they'll be on the website. The Sun Valley Fox is going to be there. We should all just surround him and make him physically pour whiskey into a decanter. Should we not? Just get it done. Just force the issue, take some pictures. All right, then we can all go back to partying and drinking and lying. We can, but we should make him do it. He'll be there. I think we should just surround him and say, listen, quit fucking around. I know you're the Sun Valley Fox, but you're going to do this. I think we should try that. That'd be on my agenda. We're getting some big people, though. He's pretty wiry. And plus, he's an old goat. Those guys kicking. I don't know. Let's rethink this, but we're on the right path. All right. So I had other stuff I was going to try to tell you, and then I got all sidetracked with things. Where am I at here? This one got me in trouble. Off the news. You guys have seen some of this. The McDonald's president, who made $7.4 million last year, says the proposal in the state of California for fast food workers to make $22 an hour is costly and job destroying. Now, I'm going to try to explain this to you guys. Now, some of you already get it, but there are people on here watching this program that love to argue, love to fight, love to email me with all your shit. So let me help you out with this. Let's say that whatever the workers are making, $15 an hour right now. McDonald's says, okay, employees are $15 an hour. Electric bill is this much. Our food cost is this much. And this is how much are the taxes or the rent or whatever they're doing. They figure all their costs in. And they're like, and this is how many hamburgers we normally sell. So they set a price. And they set a price and they figure how much profit they're going to make. And the shareholders get a ton, okay? And this guy makes $7.4 million. Then everybody comes along in the state of California, and they get the government involved and said, no, we should force McDonald's to pay $22 an hour. And they say if the CEO can make $7.4 million, we should get $22. Now, on the surface, that sounds good. Okay, follow me. This is not hard. This is Generation X logic. This is street level nuts and bolts stuff. I'm not going to make this complicated. This is very simple. McDonald's knows how much they have to pay for everything that they need. They know how much they have to charge for their hamburgers to get a profit for the shareholders and the people that work there and management and this guy who's running the company. And they use the excuse, well, if he's making 7.4 million, we should make 22. And the guy could look at you and go, I'm not giving you any of my money. Okay? I'm not going to make 6.4 million so you can make $22 an hour. Now, he can't come out and say that because they're, oh, well, what an evil person. What does that guy need with 6.4 million, 7.4? Why does he need that much money and he won't give it to us? He's a rich asshole. He might be a rich asshole, but that's his money. And then you could say, well, the shareholders make a bunch of money. The shareholders are making millions themselves. You know, they don't need to make as much money. This guy doesn't need to make as much money. So let's make it $22 an hour. And everybody and the rich community just takes home a little bit less. You guys won't even notice it's gone. Now, that's the premise of what they say without actually saying it. You guys make enough money, you can afford it. But let's go back to how this all works. And this is any company. McDonald's knows how much their employees get paid. They know how much their food costs, all of their transportation costs, their electric bill, and they know how much money the shareholders need and the CEO needs. They adjust their hamburger cost accordingly. If you make them pay $22 an hour, two things are going to happen. One, they're going to start automating more of their systems so they don't have to pay employees. So the very thing you're fighting for, they're going to cut. You're not even going to have as many jobs. Look at Seattle. They raised the minimum wage 8 years ago, outrageously back then, and McDonald's and other companies started making smaller staff sizes, more automation. You idiots cut out the very jobs you were advocating. But back up. In this situation, if the state comes in and makes some big demand, like you're going to pay them $25 an hour, $30 an hour, who cares? Make it $50 an hour. McDonald's is going to do two things. They're going to automate more. There'll be less jobs for you. And the second thing is they adjust their prices. All right. This is how much labor costs and employees. This is how much our buildings cost, our electric bill, our transportation. They add it all up. And shareholders need to make this. And the CEO is going to make 7.4 million. We're going to raise prices on our hamburgers. They're not going to change anything. They're still going to make money. They work for McDonald's. They operate, they run McDonald's for profit. They're not trying to make friends. They're trying to make money. There's a difference. Try to keep up with me here. They're going to raise the prices. Okay? Who pays for that? You, me, and everybody else. This is what I don't understand, and people argue with me every fucking time. Raise the minimum wage. You just don't like people. You like rich people. I had an automotive shop. When all of Obama's policies came down and wages went up and we had to start paying double and triple for our health care, do you know what I did? I raised the prices at my shop. I raised the labor rate. I went into my computer, into my Mitchell program, and I changed the percentage on my markup on parts. It went from like 8% to 11%. That increase was enough to allow me to keep going and compensate for the minimum wage increase, the healthcare increase, because remember, everybody did it. I had to pay more at the grocery store because grocery stores raised their prices to compensate. Why? And you know what people say? They're so ignorant and fucking dumb. No, not everybody does that. It was just you. No, it was everybody, genius. Every small business raised their prices a little bit. Every big business raised their prices a little bit. You cut back on employees' hours, which harms the economy, harms people, right? And you increase what it costs. So your numbers stay the same. McDonald's numbers are going to stay the same. We're all going to pay for it, and some of you are going to have less work. That's how it goes. I don't know why. I don't have a fucking clue why this is so hard for everybody to understand. I go through this every time. I got into a big old hassle today in an online chat thing about this, and I'm like, you guys just don't fucking get it. You're going to pay more. And who does it really hurt? It hurts people on a fixed income. See, I was in a position where I could raise my shop rates. Right now, I'm in a position where I can do some things and I could raise someone's rent on a thing that I rent out. I can sometimes compensate for that. But what about people on a fixed income? What do? When everything goes down this road and all the prices get raised, they can't. They're on a fixed income. They're on a retirement. They're on some sort of maybe they're on disability, even some sort of subsidy. It's fixed. They can't go in and go, hey, everything just got raised. Can I get some more money so I can afford a hamburger? No. So everybody who goes out there and petitions for poor people to make more money because it's such a good thing, you're screwing everything up. You're not helping anybody, but you are hurting people on a fixed income. Old people on retirement. They can't raise their rates. They're on a fixed retirement. Nobody ever thinks about that. Nobody cares. And it's simple math. This is not deep state logic. I don't have to do focus groups. I don't need charts and graphs. No. This is just Generation X, common sense, nuts and bolts, putting it into motion, thinking about it, viewing it, and going, wow, this is a little bit fucked up. I don't know. Glad you're coming along with me on that, at least to some respect. You guys get what I'm talking about, but that's the giggity. Where else was I? Oh, yeah. This became... This was a big firestorm that Generation X just kind of stayed out of. I had to read it and I had to listen to the news article a few times, but Generation X stayed out of it. And I'll show you what it says. This is funny. The next time somebody complains about millennials, maybe remind them which generation linoleumed over those beautiful hardwood floors. This is a millennial going, hey, at least we didn't fuck up hardwood floors with linoleum, you idiots. And I went, are they mad at us? Are they mad at Generation X? Now, let me think about something. No, we didn't do that. My parents did that. I didn't put linoleum. I would never put linoleum on anything. Linoleum was the 70s. That's boomers. Yeah, boomers were putting linoleum over the greatest generation's hardwood floors. So greatest generation, cool, woodworking, hardwood floor. Boomers putting linoleum down, not cool. And then millennials getting mad, saying we eat Tide Pods and we flip bottles, but you guys put linoleum down. And I went, okay. Everybody's fighting, but Generation X, we slipped the groove on that one, baby. we were neither one of those things. There was 3 generations being conversed: hardwood floor generation, linoleum generation, and millennials. And I'm like, so all you guys are talking shit. We're just sitting here being real quiet. Well, as quiet as our generation can be. Just want to let you guys know that doing a little homework, we sidestep that shit. And if there's any Generation Xers who find out are going to tell us you put linoleum down over a hardwood floor, I'm going to have to take issue with your performance. You might get a review you don't like. Just letting you know. What else was there? Oh, yeah, the podcast was up. I saw somebody, I think it was Lionheart, put the podcast up. This is the picture that you're looking for. This was, and you know what's really funny is I just took this picture like 3 days ago or 2 days ago, but it looks like I don't have a beard. This picture is 2 days old. I don't get, the angle must have been just right because I haven't shaved. But anyway, that's the latest podcast. That's the one where Gen X Mom's beating the shit out of me the whole time. God damn it. Oh, see the cannabis in there. Doing the skin on YouTube. We talked about that. Yeah, let's go back to where we were. Let's get a full face feature on that. All right, where are we at? Let me check between the sheets before I get yelled at because it's coming. Nathan M., question for you. You're wise as hell. Got to ask your thoughts on firearms. Everybody should have a firearm. I wish we could all carry them openly. I think if criminals saw 35 people on the street, if criminals knew that every car passing by, everybody had a gun strapped to them, they'd think twice about some of those crimes. And I'm not just talking about holding up a liquor store, although, you know, if every criminal knew that as they ran out of a 7-Eleven stealing, that everybody's going to shoot at them, I'm sure that would stop. But think about all the domestic abuse things that we've heard from time to time. You hear people screaming and yelling and you call the cops. What would happen if you knew that a guy a couple doors down across the street, beat on his wife, and one day you heard her screaming and 12 households of people ran with their pistols out and that guy knew they were coming? Might slow some of that stuff down. That's just my thought on that, but I think we should carry firearms. Dr. Jekyll, Charles not so in charge. You see, kid, somebody went along. He even wrote it. He wrote Charles not so in charge. He liked the title. He liked the thumbnail. So Dr. Jekyll, Charles not so in charge, says he needs a PowerPoint presentation to understand. I don't know how to do a PowerPoint.
Me neither. Don't ask me.
No, you know how to do a PowerPoint, kid.
All I put on my resume is I'm proficient in Microsoft PowerPoint.
He knows how to do that shit. I don't know how to do that. Uh-oh, whole screen is yellow, and I'm going to get lectured. It's Disney Mama Sammy Joe, but she wrote a paragraph. Right about now, like on Saturday, I'd be taking a shot at Jack Daniels before I went down this road, but I can't. Disney Mama Sammy Joe, the Sugar Mama, $10, turn my whole screen yellow. Waiter, everything okay? General, yes, trying to show her what a real date is. Waiter walks away. General, did he just say you were my daughter? Me? No. That'd be weird since you just told him we were on a date. Yeah, Sammy Joe and I had a date. She won a date with the general, so we were in Las Vegas. And after we were done having amazing sex on a trapeze that I had strapped to the hotel room ceiling, we went down and we were exhausted and we had some lunch. And I thought I had told the waiter that we were on a date, and this, I was trying to be very, very wonderful on the date. But then I thought the waiter came back up and asked if that was my daughter. And I was like, what? No, I don't. Do I look that old? And then Disney Mom was like, how would they? You just told them we were on a date, and then you think they came back up and asked if I was your daughter? And I said, well, maybe they're from Arkansas or something. Maybe that makes sense back there. I didn't know. Tomash, our number one guy in Israel. Tomash, my general. Anytime you guys see Tomash stop by, he dropped in 6 of whatever those Israeli. The little, they look like 2 hands, don't they? The denomination on here looks like 2 hands doing like this. Anyway, make sure you throw up that Israeli flag for Tomash. Here's our number one guy holding down that Eastern Front for the rest of us so we can all continue living our lives unoppressed from the people that are beyond the border. I don't know who they are, but he's making sure they stay there. Shekels, he says. That could be Shekels. What the fuck do I know? You tell me Shekels, I'm in. All right. So now I haven't even got to my book. Got to go back to my book. Bum, 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 bum. We talked about oh, yeah. Real quick. I'm still losing weight, but I'm struggling. Sex burns calories. So if any of you out there want to help me lose weight, strictly for scientific and propaganda reasons, I'm taking applications. All right. What else was there? Did you guys hear? There was 2 things I want to talk about. Unique Gen X take. Do you guys hear the podcast where Gen X mom came out of the blue? We quickly touched on all the classified documents. Everybody, Trump's got classified documents. Biden's got classified documents. Now Pence says he's got documents, and everyone's talking about, well, did you have them locked up, and where'd you have them, and who told you? Did you volunteer them, or did they have to go get them? And all the Democratic ones were, well, we searched their house and we searched. All the Republicans we raided them. Terminology matters. But Gen X mom had a brilliant question that I haven't heard anybody ask anywhere. And she did it on the podcast. She said, what are these people doing with the classified documents? And I had to stop and go, what do you mean? She goes, well, what are they doing? What is Trump doing with them? What is Pence doing with them? They're not in office anymore. They're not making decisions based on these classified documents. They're not in charge. Trump's not the president. And Biden's got him at his house. He's not making, worldwide decisions from his house. He's not even there. The documents were there and he was at the White House. Why do these people, especially out of office, what does Pence have them for? What is the reason to have them in your possession? Are you going to sell them? No. Are they current new information? Probably not. Are you making presidential decisions after reviewing them? No, you're out of office. I never even thought of what a brilliant question that is. Who cares how they got them, where they went? Okay, you had them locked up and secured, and were they secured, and were they classified? Did you declassify them? Do you have permission? Do you not have permission? Who cares? What the fuck did you have them for in the first place? What good are they doing? Just walking around going, hey, I'm still cool. I have classified documents. Other than bragging rights, if you're not planning on using them for ill-gotten gains, why would you even have them? I was dumbfounded by that question. She actually threw me for a loop because that's a very simple observation that I haven't heard anybody say. Why wouldn't that just be their first question? If Trump and Pence say, well, we had them under lock and key and guard. Okay, why'd you even have them in the first place? Well, I'm the president. I was the president. Why fucking risk it? You can't do anything with them anyway. You're not president. You're not going to sell them. I don't know. I'm flabbergasted by it. I'm also flabbergasted, and if you don't know what that term is because you're a millennial, go look it up. Leave and go look it up. But I'm flabbergasted is, how did I not ask that question? How has this been going on for 6 or 8 months, and I didn't even think to ask that question? Sometimes my wife amazes me and makes me look stupid all at once, and she did it in the podcast. Smart girl, let me tell you. All right, there was another one, too. There was 2 observations. All right, this one's not as much political. You guys know about the Colorado baker who went to the Supreme Court and said, I'm not making a gay marriage cake, and the Supreme Court supported him and said, you don't have to if you don't want to. Then they tried to do a same baker. They were trying to get him to do a transgendered transitioning cake, I think it was. So, and when you really read the details, they simply asked him to make a blue and pink cake. And the Supreme Court sided with the people this time and said, okay, cake baker, dude, you got to make him a cake. If it's you can't say, hey, you can't say that blue and pink is universally transgender. If they want you to make a blue and pink cake, make a blue and pink cake. That's all you got to do. Just make the fucking cake. So it didn't say transgender and all that, it's just like that. But so what I was thinking was they said the Supreme Court said you can't discriminate against, the gender and race and sexual preference. Now, I thought about that for a second. Now, this is my second observation, trying to follow in the footsteps of Gen X Mom. Let's think about this. If you're baking a cake and someone comes in and says, I want you to make a transgendered cake, and you could say, no, I don't want to do that. It's against my beliefs, whatever. And they say, well, you're discriminating against me because I'm a transgendered person. Why couldn't you just look at him and go, no, if you were a straight person and came in here and asked me to make a transgender cake, I'd tell you no also. If you were straight or gay or transgendered, if you're black or white or Mexican, I don't care if you're an alien from the moon. This is not against your race or your sexual preference. I don't care what it is. I would tell a straight white guy in his 60s, I'm not making a transgendered cake. Now, the Supreme Court sided with the customer because they said you can't discriminate against sexual orientation. Why couldn't he have said, I'm not doing it for anybody, Your Honor. I don't care who it is. I'm not discriminating against sexual orientation. I'm not doing it. As a mechanic, if some guy came and said, take this Ford Pinto motor and put it in the engine compartment of this Dodge diesel truck, I would tell him no. And if he said, well, you're just doing that because I'm gay, I'd say, I would tell anybody no. I'm not discriminating against your race or your gender or your sexual preference. I'm telling you, I'm not doing that job. I don't want to do that job for anybody because everything that was in the court was, well, are you doing this because of their sexual orientation? No, Your Honor, I wouldn't do it for anybody. I wouldn't even do it for you, Your Honor. Why couldn't that be the defense? There's going to be people writing this shit down right now all over the country. There's going to be people writing this shit down right now going, holy shit, he's right. Any job you don't want to do, you wouldn't do it for a straight person. You wouldn't do it for a gay person. You wouldn't do it for a black or a white person. Doesn't matter. Can there not be certain jobs that you just don't do for anybody? Does it matter about their orientation? I'm not doing it. I don't care who you are. And if you absolutely, and I can't imagine that this tactic wouldn't work. I assume that it would. And you can thank Generation X because I thought of it. I'm part of Generation X. There's lawyers all over the country who can write in the shed and going, holy shit, we just got paid a bunch of money. Why don't we think of that? That's a good angle. We should have done this. Well, you can now use that. You're welcome, America and Denmark. That's another one that's for free from Gen X Talks. However, if by some weird thing they forced you to put that Pinto motor in the truck that you did not want to do, they forced you to make a blue and pink cake, which you did not want to do, why couldn't you just make a shitty cake? No one said you're a good baker. Maybe sometimes your shit doesn't turn out good. I'm not saying make it out of, things you're not allowed to eat. I'm not saying that, but just, I didn't have to taste good. Sorry, we fucked that one up. If you don't like it, don't come back. Well, my Pinto motor doesn't run very good in my truck. Yeah, well, I'm not that good of a mechanic. Perhaps don't come back. No one said you had to do a really fucking good job. The Supreme Court may say you need to bake that cake, but they didn't say you got to bake it good. But I think if you were clear on the fact that I'm not baking that cake for any orientation and any race and any denomination, I'm not doing it. I think that would hold up. Do you see the progress and the strides that we make here on this program? Yeah, you do. Now, I swear to Christ Almighty, Buddha, and Allah, and any other religion, if tomorrow morning, on Fox and Friends, they're repeating this show, I'm going to be a little pissed. If Greg Gutfeld on his big notes right there, and if he's coming out saying some of this angle, he better at least be wearing a Gen X Talks t-shirt. Nobody listens to us anyway, but tell me I'm wrong. Argue this out. What does Steven Crowder say? Convince me I'm wrong? Change my mind. That's it. Change my mind. Tell me those two observations. One from Gen X Mom about the classified documents and my thing on any business you're doing doesn't hold water. Do you see why we're a married couple? You see how that rubs off on each other? Good stuff there. Good stuff, as they say. You're welcome. People writing that down in pen. Yeah, passing that around. I know. I can hear your keyboards clicking away. You're gonna type your friends. You know what I just thought of? No, you didn't. No, you didn't think of it. We thought of it. King Wisenoak, why doesn't he have the right to refuse business, period? Yeah, if you refuse business there, that's where they're tying it to. You're refusing business. But if you just say, I don't make that cake for anybody, and the judge says, you're just doing that because he's transgendered. No, Your Honor, I wouldn't do it for anybody, including you. In fact, my mom called me and said, make a transgender cake. I told her to get bent and hung the phone up. Just saying. Disney Mama Sammy Joe, the Sugar Mama, $2. Handsome needs to hydrate. Yes, you're right. I do. I was running out of air. Good call. Good call. So those are two unique observations that you got for free. Now, at the end of the show, what do I always say? If you're going to waste an hour of your evening, what better place to waste it than with Gen X Talks? But can we really say that tonight? I mean, let's be fair. Can we really say that tonight was a waste? No, I think we've gone way past that point. There actually might be some validity to this program. For the first time in years, there may be a shred of hope and dignity in this program that we actually contributed something to society. Yeah. Now, maybe just a footnote. I'll grant you that. Oh, there's always something. What else was I saying here? I had stuff to say. No, that was a long one. I can't go there. It's too long. Yeah, I wrote some notes down. Listen, drinking on Saturday. Talked about that. All right. Let me put this away here. I can't believe no one's given even a $5 PayPal. I was expecting you guys. I pinned it. If you do something in PayPal, Gen X Mom comes out here and gets on the microphone. We have not heard her voice at all tonight. That's almost a record, because at least we hear it once. There's somebody who goes, here's $3. I want to hear Gen X Mom. Not once. No, I'm not upset by that, because I've been hearing her yak all day. I don't need to hear her voice anymore. I just thought I would point that out, that maybe some of you might be a disappointment, and you know who you are. All right. Make sure I'm missing everything in here. Get everything down. Yeah, now this is not a picture, real quick. This is not a picture of something, this is not a picture I took of Gen X Mom stuff, but when I saw it, my mind raced back to points in my marriage when my wife fixed me a sandwich. I have received more than one sandwich that looked just like this. I just thought I rang a bell. I'm like, yeah. Just to be clear, I'm sure some of you have done it too. Also on Discord, Listen, Discord is it, don't be afraid of it. It's free. You log in, you sign up and log in with an email. But it's just a bunch of chat rooms. There's chat rooms for everything you want to talk about. There's one for guns, one for politics, one for food. And then on Mondays, we do a movie. We all watch a movie together. We don't have to be on camera. We can all just be in there. You can see each other's names. We can chat and do stuff. But this Monday, this is the movie. It's going to be a great movie. If you guys haven't seen it, this is classic, quintessential Generation X. Some cool shit. Really is. All right, got that out of the way. Boom, 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 boom. Not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. Pass on that. Pass on that. What else am I not supposed to be passing on? Oh, yeah, I got to just tell you guys, if Facebook, YouTube, they don't always tell you when we're going live. So if you join Patreon, it's $1. The guys will put up the link to it. It's 99 cents. It's $1. But every time, half an hour or so before we go live, we send you an email, a little note saying, hey, we're going live, so you don't miss it, because I can't tell you to this day how many people still send an email and go, can't believe I missed the live. YouTube didn't even tell me you guys were on. I didn't get a notification. I don't know. You hit the subscribe, you hit the bell. I don't know what it takes. I know there was one time you guys got all upset.
Subscribe button, then you hit the gray bell notification after it.
Right. But then we heard later on that you had to actually subscribe and hit the notification bell on all your devices. If you didn't do it on your phone, you wouldn't get it on your computer. If you did it on your computer, it wouldn't go on your laptop. I heard from you guys that you have to do that. But with Patreon, you just join Patreon. You get an email. It says, hey, we're going on in half an hour. It's on Facebook. You want to, it's where we are. It's on YouTube. You want to go. So that's how you go. Listen, in case you didn't notice, the street lights just came on. I got to go. I got to get back inside. So I want to say thank you guys for showing up. I want to tell you, every one of you, that I couldn't be more happy that you showed up. I couldn't be. I'm really at the peak of gratefulness that you guys even take time to show up. I don't know where in the corners of the planet you were listening and watching from, if you were on AM, FM, Sirius XM, or maybe you're listening on the Armed Service Radio Network. I don't know. But I am grateful and I am thankful. From everyone here at Gen X Talks, thank you for watching. Thank you for chipping in. Remember, World Show at 10 tomorrow in the morning, Facebook Happy Hour at 6, and then Saturday is the Bottom of the Glass Nation at 6 on YouTube, where I get to start drinking again and we get to start having some more fun. So from everyone here, I want to say thank you one last time. And as usual, I'll catch you guys on the flip side.